that a juror has now spoken, not the first time, but has spoken out to say that they unanimously did decide what she wasn't guilty of. And they had thought it was all or nothing, and that's why they said it was a hung jury. But on the other hand, one thing I want to remind our viewers is at that trial, when that verdict came back, I didn't ever hear the defense say, we want the jury polled. We want to ask each count.
Well, first of all, rendering a verdict is a term of art. In other words, rendering a verdict doesn't mean that you improperly fill out the paperwork and after the jury is discharged, you get to air your grievances with defense counsel, in the media, amongst themselves to say, well, that's not really how we voted. No. In order for a verdict to be valid and binding on the court, and certainly in this case on Ms. Reed, they have to unanimously reach a verdict. They have to sign the verdict form. It has to be published in open court and recorded. None of that happened. If you don't satisfy all those elements, you don't have a verdict. I kind of liken it to creating a family will and trust. It's great. You have it all drafted. You say, look, I want cousin Shlomo to get the house. I want Aunt Mildred to get the pearls. I want so-and-so to get the pots and pans. The problem is nobody ever witnessed, signed, and executed the will. So really all you have is just a rough draft with no signature, no proper execution of the document. So you know what that means? It means the testator dies without a will and everything gets distributed to the heirs that nobody ever intended to inherit. That's what you have here. And I actually agree that the defense waived any effort to try to get the charges dismissed by not asking for a polling, by not demanding that they go back, or by not demanding that the court inquire as to whether or not they reached a partial verdict. If you don't do any of that, you don't get to revisit it under our law. Otherwise, if you think about it, Ashley, and Marie, tell me your thoughts, because I'd be curious, you'd never have finality to trials. You'd get to relitigate the verdicts.
Not only that, but I almost think that the judge has a responsibility to poll the jury to find out those